Hello friends, hope you all are doing well and staying safe. This is Ganeshan with yet another video of the Football Mania to bring you all the latest news and insights from the football world. Yes, it was an international friendly, my friends, and I was expecting India to be competitive, energetic, and enthusiastic about playing a football match. Yes, they came up against a very strong Bahrain team, which I expected to score a lot of goals. And even though it's an international friendly, India needs to do well because any kind of win will give confidence to this team. And I'm sure Igor Stimac would have thought about this match and looked at it as a massive opportunity for the young guns, the young players especially, to rise up to the occasion and play as a cohesive unit. But what I saw in the first half was an absolute catastrophe. India could have easily been 1-0 down inside the first 6 minutes. Sandesh Jhingan gives away a penalty. It was a very controversial handball. In my opinion, it was not a handball. It was, one of those where you can say it's a 50-50 call because actually his hand is in a natural position and he's looking away from the ball. He does not know that the ball is going to strike him. He just, covers himself and the ball hits his arm. And I don't know why the referee had pointed to the spot in the first place. But as it is, I expected Bahrain to go 1-0 up. But obviously we have a pillar like Gurpreet Singh Sandhu in goal. So he saved the penalty and it was still nil-nil. And I was expecting India to have a reaction which was actually quite slow and it was quite, lackluster in the midfield. And the players themselves were not looking up for the match. Yes, there were five new players who made their debut and it was really good to see them in action for the national team. And I was expecting them to be pumped up for this big occasion, even though it's a friendly match. But all over the first half, all entire 45 minutes of duration, only one team was dominant, and that was the home team, Bahrain. They were cutting open the Indian defense like it was nothing, and they could have easily scored at least three goals. And finally, I think it was in the 40th or 37th minute to be precise, that Bahrain got their decisive opener and it was coming. It was anyways coming. It was a very well deserved goal. The ball was maneuvered on the left hand side and the winger puts it on the far post and it was an incredible volley which goes into the far post. Gurpreet Singh Sandhu has no chance and all the defenders are dumbstruck. Especially if you have a player like Sandesh Jhingan leading the back line, you expect him to, arrange the defense in a way, organize them properly and be that experienced influence at the back. However, that didn't happen. That was not reflected at least on the pitch. Yes, they must have trained hard in the training camp and lot of discussion must have happened upon what is the roles and responsibility of these players. However, in the first half, I didn't see any kind of desire. I didn't see a team which was looking to prove a point at the big stage and, make a statement. And it was 1-0 at halftime for Bahrain. And I was expecting at least in the second half that India will bounce back. They will be able to, string those passes from the defensive third to the middle third and create that kind of transition which can catch Bahrain off guard. However, that did not happen at least in the first 10 minutes of the second half. Bahrain was very comfortable. Every time India was trying to string a few passes together and play the ball to the likes of Manveer or Liston Colasso, it was a failure because Bahrain were well structured. They knew the positions quite well, and that was, not helping India at all. However, in the 58th minute, India did get a corner, and it was a sumptuous, or I would say, a sumptuous cross by Roshan Singh, one of the standout players in the Hero ISL for Bengaluru FC. He whips it into the most dangerous area in the D box, and Rahul Bheke is there to slot in the header in the back of the net. Now it is 1-1, and I was still expecting that, well, India will get that confidence once they have scored the goal, and now they can go for the winner. But instead, what did the national team do? They just sat back, they were creating all sorts of pressure on themselves by not retrieving the ball in the middle third, and they were not, pushing men forward. If you are a football team and if you want to play attacking, attractive style of football, you need to ensure that you are attractive to watch. if you keep the possession and just keep playing the ball in the defensive third or the middle third, how can you expect to score goals? The goal is in the opposite area of the pitch. So if you don't, penetrate the ball through the middle third and move towards the attacking phase, you are not going to score goals. And this is what was haunting India. They were not able to move out from their own half, and that was leading to all sorts of pressure. Bahrain was coming at them time and time again. They were whipping those crosses. The Indian defense was constantly threatened. And finally, in the 88th minute of the match, it was a very well constructed goal. It comes from the right hand side. The winger whips in the cross, and on the far post, once again, I would say it was a mirror image of the first goal which Bahrain scored. However, this time, I think Gurpreet Singh Sandhu could have done better. It just went past him from a very acute angle, I would say, and I just felt that it was unlucky. But in the end, it was a very narrow 2-1 defeat. Let's be honest, India could have, been defeated by at least 4 or 5 goals if Bahrain were more clinical in front of goal. It was one of those days for the Bahrain national team that the ball was not, going in the back of the net as they would have expected. As far as India is concerned, the same old frailties haunt them. And this is something which I have talked every time I have questioned Igor Stimacz's tactics. Why does he use two players who are playing like a pivot and there is no kind of freedom to the attacking midfielder? Yes, he likes to keep the football quite simple in their own half, but I don't know why there is no switch of play much. There is no risky football, I would say, and everything looks quite simple on the eye. And if you are going to be a top team, at least in Asia, you cannot play that kind of football. Even the wingers were not getting enough of the ball, and I would say that even Liston Colasso, Manveer Singh, and even VP Suhair, who was a very good inclusion for the Indian national team, he had done exceptionally well. He has a very good work rate, and he hardly was able to see the ball. And that is where I feel that as a team, India is quite good in maintaining possession, but the build-up play and the patterns of play which I see at the moment are not quite effective. And for that to change, you need a top manager who instills a philosophy and really trains those players to play in that kind of system. And if he is changing the squad, if he has not got Sunil Chetri, every time India does not fail to deliver, every time they can't score goals. And this is where I feel that the main area of issue lies. They are not able to score enough goals, and it is a very big problem going into the future. So, guys, I really expected India to at least have a draw, but the way the match panned out, it was a very big disaster for the national team. It was a narrow 2-1 defeat, but can they now bounce back against Belarus? That is the big question. Time is not much on our side, but I can just say that Indian national team needs to improve and needs to prove a point and at least win a match of football in the friendlies to give them that kind of confidence going into the upcoming friendlies in preparation for the AFC Asian Cup. So guys, please let me know who was your man of the match, who was the player who was really standing out in this national team, and put in your thoughts in the comment section. And for regular updates from the world of football, please do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel. So until next time, stay safe and take care.